Pacific Rim Uprising is directed and co-written by Stephen S. DeKnight and stars John Boyega, Scott Eastwood, Kaylee Speeney, Jin Tiang, Charlie Day, Bern Gorman, and Rinko Kikuchi. It has been 10 years since the events of the first Pacific Rim. The kaiju have gone from this planet and everyone seems to be celebrating. Jake Pentecost, played by John Boyega, who is the son of Stacker Pentecost, is going through living his own carefree life. He gets a serious run-in with the law and is forced to go back to his Jaeger piloting days. He's assigned to train up new pilots to fight off a new force that is coming to finish the mission that the kaiju were originally sent for so many years ago. Now, I saw the original Pacific Rim, and beforehand I thought it looked like the dumbest movie I'd ever seen. And then I saw it and I thought it was fantastic. I go back on it now and yes, it's pretty dumb. But it's also pretty awesome as well. It's an awesome, dumb movie. Guillermo del Toro wanted to make a big kaiju, Jaeger, giant robots fighting giant monsters movie that just revels in the fun of that premise. That's exactly what the movie did. But it also paid attention to the characters. And also, it's Del Toro, and he does have an incredibly singular vision, a great imagination for not just the massive CGI visuals, but the practical effects as well. That is what makes Pacific Rim work. Now, can the sequel do any of that just as well? No, it doesn't. I'm actually really disappointed with Pacific Rim Uprising. I went in hoping that yes, it was just going to be as awesome and expected, yeah, it's probably going to be as dumb. That's okay. But Pacific Rim Uprising, it doesn't have a singular vision. Everything that happens in this movie feels like it was just studio notes, like it was just a bunch of people saying, oh yeah, okay, let's do this and let's have this character and then they're going to interact with them and then we're going to have this scene and the monsters are going to fight this and they're going to make this one big thing. And it's like, okay, these are all kind of fun ideas, and when they happen I think, oh wow, I didn't see that coming. But then they don't do anything new with those fun new ideas. I actually really like Stephen S. DeKnight. He's done fantastic work under TV shows like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Angel, and the first season of Daredevil. He knows how to work with the writer's room and how to bounce off ideas that have already been created before him. But I just don't think he can really cope under this massive studio blockbuster that was meant to ape up to the vision of one of the most visionary directors out there. Maybe the fact that the story has already been done, except way worse in Independence Day Resurgence, might have something to do with it. By the end of this movie, there's a mid-credits scene which really hammered home, oh my god, I just watched Independence Day Resurgence again, except this time with ginormous robots fighting giant monsters. We have characters who are from the first movie that are now trying to head up some new kind of force to take on any new potential threats, and guess what? The threats come back and they're bigger than ever. And in fact, it also has the death of the commander of the human forces, who's also Asian. That happens in both movies, and it's up to these new recruits, most of which you really don't care about, to try and take down the new threat. And then it ends with, guess what? We're going to take the fight to them. In a third movie, that's probably not going to happen. Why do we have to do this? I never cared for once about the characters. John Boyega, sure, has a lot of great energy that he brings to this part. I did read that he rewrote a couple of his characters' lines to make it a little bit more closer to who he is, which, okay, that kind of works. But it also sucks because he's meant to be the son of Stacker Pentecost from the first movie. And there's also meant to be this underlying thing of, you know, he had a falling out with his dad and he doesn't want to do what his dad did. Okay, so harp on that. So make it an important part of this movie. In fact, have a flashback scene while he's trying to, you know, do the whole drifting with a co-pilot, where it goes into a flashback that shows him interacting with his father and having this really bad thing that happened between them, and that disappoints Stacker Pentecost. He just becomes so jaded after the fact that his son left him and all this stuff. But this movie never does it. Not once does it actually want to care at all about any of these characters, and there is way too many. You could have cut out half of them. I had so many problems with Pacific Rim Uprising. I just don't think there's enough here, even for Pacific Rim fans, to actually enjoy. It has action. There are some fun moments between the fights where it's Jaeger versus Jaeger or Jaeger versus Kaiju. There's little parts that made me think, okay, that's cool. But it just doesn't do anything new. And I've said that so many times about so many other movies, and it is none more true than for Pacific Rim Uprising, and I just cannot recommend it. So Pacific Rim Uprising, have you seen it? What did you think about it? What did you think about this review? Let me know in the comments below. For more Mr. Movies, click that subscribe button coming up right there. Thanks for watching.